What's up, guys? I'm Alex, and welcome to episode 2 of the King's Move Chronicles, where I'm documenting my journey over the past... Well, no, I'm just documenting my journey on becoming a professional King's Mover. These are clips over the past month and a half since that first episode. And I think I've gotten a little bit better at King's Moving. I still, don't have the connection there just yet. It doesn't feel natural to me. And the connection I'm talking about is this extended wrist pronation with external rotation back pressure. And if that doesn't make any sense to you, go watch our King's Move 101 videos. They explain that a little bit more in depth. But in short, you're not applying side pressure. You're applying dragging back pressure, and you're also externally rotating at your shoulder. These pressures are very weird. They're very hard to use, and that's why King's Moving is at a high level is done by very few people. But here I am with Austin McGillivray and Alora. He's about 175. I was able to hold him. I was definitely stuck in that position for a long time. Once he transitioned to more of a top roll, I was able to start climbing, bring my shoulder into the match. His hand was definitely burnt out at that point, so I was able to just pin him to the side. And here I am, like if this is a few weeks ago, against Derek Askey, one of my favorite training partners. He's got great wrist flexion. He's definitely a hooker. So the King's Move in theory could work well against him if I'm able to stop his wrist flexion. But I am not entirely able to stop it. He's got a little bit of a cup here. His hand is very strong. He's able to keep his cup, his rise, his pronation. He doesn't have a press though, so he has to drag and more like kind of top roll finish. He's still able to get me there, but I think if he had a press, it would be over a lot quicker. And since he's using his hand, I think he tires out quicker than me a little bit. And in this pull, I'm able to get my thumb a little deeper through into his hand, and my pronation stays a little stronger at center table, so he's not able to get as much wrist flexion off the go. And as he drives, he starts to lose his hand. That's why he keeps coming back to center table. So I'm just holding here at center. I really find it hard to be offensive in this position, so I can hold center, but from there I feel kind of stuck. I don't feel like I'm applying the right pressure into my opponent's hand, and that's the same pressure that I was explaining earlier. That's externally rotating wrist extended pronating position, which really puts a lot of stress on your opponent's wrist. Right there, I'm pretty sure his hand was just burnt out, so I was able to finish him to the side. I don't know if I was actually applying the right King's Move pressure, but anyway, whatever works, right? I still feel comfortable doing that pronation roll at the bottom of the Kings as they get closer to my pin pad. But anything offensive, anything transitions wise, still feels very tricky to me. And I think mainly the thing is that my pronation is just not strong enough to affect my opponent's wrist. It's the first thing to go when I'm pulling with people that are much weaker than me, and I'm able to keep my pronation. My King's Move feels solid as fuck. It feels great. And I'm like, wow, I'm a great King's Mover. And I go against anyone stronger than me, or anyone with wrist flexion stronger than my pronation, and my King's Move feels powerless. So yeah, just gotta keep working on that pronation. So here I am against Josh Rodriguez at our team event after pull. He was a competitor, the MVP of his team, so he was definitely a little tired at this point after all that excitement. But we hopped on the table, and he still felt very strong, so I decided to test out my King's Move against him. Since he also pulls with Crazy George, one of the best King's Moves in the game, so you'd think that he would be able to deal with it really well, and he does. You can see my drag is still affecting him, but he's got all his hand fundamentals, rise, cup, roll, and he's able to just hold me and then drive me a few times. I do get some stops, but that last one was too much. and I had to give it up. Great pull with Josh. And here against another of that team event, another MVP of the team event, the actual MVP of the entire thing, the young Georgian, and you'll see why. Look how dominant his hand is right there. Just very Devin Laird-esque, where he brings his shoulder back, gains everything in his hand, rise cup roll, and then just pulls to the side with a ton of back pressure. There's literally nothing I could do to stop that. And I'm just laughing because I felt so powerless. But yeah, the 16, he's still 16, that kid. He's a freak. So King's Move didn't work well against him, but really nothing works well against him just right now anyway. So that was the best I could do. Here I am with Jackie Kwan. He also competed at the team event, but in the super match prior to, where he was super dominant, and got a 3-0 victory. And we are actually very similar style pullers on the table when I'm not King's Moving. We both like to post and hook and press. And we're pretty even. So this is a good battle of me King's Moving. He's trying to posting top roll. I'm able to keep his wrist flexion pretty flat. And we get into this great battle. Some of these may have been pins, but we kept fighting anyway. When he goes into a press, I thought it was over, but I was able to kind of transition, get a little bit of a cup, go into more of an open top roll, start pulling him outside of his shoulder, and then transition into my own press. So I was happy with that little King's Move battle. I was able to actually transition. I was able to fight off my opponent's transitions. Pretty happy with that one. I think I'm slowly getting better at King's Moving. I don't King's Move exclusively at practice. I still do everything else because I want to be a well-rounded arm wrestler, and King's Move is just one of the techniques on the hill. But I'll still be practicing this, and I will be making episode 3 in some time once I feel like I've gotten a little bit better at King's Moving. But if you like this video, please like the video, leave some feedback in the comments, share, subscribe, hit that bell, all the fun stuff, and monkeys out. Peace.